Hey guys, it's Island Man here, and today we are going to be taking a look at a scenario where Egypt forms an empire. So Egypt is the strongest African country currently, and so with that, they're going to want to form an empire by conquering some of the surrounding countries in Africa and Asia. Since they have some land in Asia, but they are technically an African country, and that was an accident, my bad. But yeah, so Egypt is going to want to form an empire here. So the first country they're going to be attacking is Libya. So the Egyptians actually make a pretty good push towards Libya, and into Libya, and even Tripoli is neared. I think Tripoli is starting to get neared. I think it's over. I think it's over on the right side, but I think it might be on the. I think it's on the left side. But yeah, Germany captures even more land, and just as Libya is about to surrender, things are just not looking good for Libya at all, as rebels start to pop up in Libya who are going to be allying with the Egyptians. Sorry, I was making a scenario with Germany possibly earlier. But yeah, even though this wasn't preferred by what is it called, by Egypt, they could use an ally. So, now peace is going to be signed with these borders, very similar borders. But what is it called? But Libya does manage to hit. But I guess the new Libyan government does manage to take some borders, and I think Tripoli is like over here somewhere. Regardless, regardless, even if Egypt captured it, their new capital is over here. No, their new capital is like over here, like I was saying. So yeah, so, anyway, so they're going to be moving on to another country together, and that will be Chad. So the Egyptians will move into Chad pretty swiftly, and so will even some Libyan troops. And eventually, as Chad is neared even more, as Jemena is neared even more, and a lot of Chad is captured, Chad will surrender right when they get to this point. Well, yeah, they do surrender, I guess, but it's more of a peace deal. Yeah, I guess I kind of screwed up there. I'm not gonna lie. It's a peace deal they come to, and so this is just a peace treaty. And although the Egyptians do have some overlapping borders with the Libyans, I think they already had those borders. But if I'm wrong, yeah, they're just gonna keep those borders because they're kind of like whatever, like who gets what, who gets what. So like yeah, who has who has. So yeah, so, the only thing Chad is forced to give over is this bit of land over here to Libya. And yeah, so now Egypt is gonna want to expand more, and they're gonna be expanding into Sudan. So Egypt's gonna attack Sudan, and by the way, Bir Tawil in this scenario is claimed by Egypt. So yeah, they're gonna enter Bir Tawil. Yeah, they're gonna enter from Bir Tawil and like I guess bordering areas. Well, obviously, but yeah, I kind of screwed that up. But yeah, they even enter the border dispute and start pushing down Sudan, and this activates war with Sudan pretty quickly. But they are going to be getting help from an ally here, who they call into the war, which will be Saudi Arabia, which joins the what is it called? Which joins the new Egyptian alliance, I guess. So yeah, Saudi Arabia is something like that. So yeah. So yeah, as the Sudanese coast is taken and Egypt gains a little bit more land. And Libya has been sending assistance, by the way. They just can't do much because they don't border the war. Um, yeah, so, Sudan at this point was Khartoum captured surrenders. So this is the peace treaty right here, and Egypt does gain a little bit more land. But yeah, Sudan is kind of not really breezing that well here, as we can see them kind of getting like completely crushed. To be honest, like they kind of got screwed up. But yeah, but yeah now, now Egypt is gonna want to move on to more countries, and since they can't really expand more, redeclaring more on Sudan would be kind of stupid. I mean they could definitely win, but yeah, they would only really have South Sudan, and then from there they just go down. So yeah, now they're gonna focus on their Middle Eastern neighbors. And so the first neighbor they're going to be focusing on is Israelistan. And yep, Israelistan. Yeah, I know, definitely a real country. Haha. But yeah, no, Israel and Palestine. We'll just say that because screw it. I don't care what you guys think. But yeah, so with the instability in this region, Egypt just manages to crush them. And even though Israel's strong and they have nukes, there are no nukes in my scenarios normally, at least. So yeah, there's no nukes in this scenario, and yeah, now Saudi Arabia is gonna want to invade Jordan, in which they are going to, and yeah, Egypt just agrees to help them since they're allies, and they also managed to get that little piece of Jordan. Sorry, that was an accident. So yeah, this is the peace treaty, and so Saudi Arabia and what is it called? And what is it called? Egypt have definitely expanded a lot. So yeah, now Saudi Arabia is going to be declaring war on Yemen, and there will be some, I guess, assistance brought to them by the what is it called, by the Egyptians, but yeah. But yeah, they won't really need much assistance as Yemen is pretty weak because of the whole civil war thing. Yeah, they just kind of get weaker with Saudi Arabia rolling over them. So yeah, Saudi Arabia manages to crush Yemen here, and so now the next country they're going to be declaring war on for Saudi Arabia is Kuwait, and they just wipe Kuwait real quick. And even though the Western powers are starting to get pissed by this, they don't do anything just yet, other than maybe send some military assistance to like maybe Israelistan. Oh well, Israel and Palestine, whatever. But yeah, now what is it called? Yeah, now Egypt is going to be declaring war on a couple more countries. They're going to be declaring war on Syria here, as we actually see Syria being kind of crushed by Egypt. And also, yeah, Lebanon is just annexed real quick because Lebanon is kind of not breathing. And now what is it called? Syrian rebels break out over here before Turkey can even get involved and try and like ally with Egypt. And this is going to be fortunate for Egypt in a little while for territorial expansion. You'll see what I mean by that. Yeah, they might declare war on Turkey. So what? You want to fight about it? But yeah. So as I continue, they do want to get their Syrian allies more land. So yeah, well, I guess the Syrian rebel allies, whatever now. Yeah, as peace was signed there. And yeah, so they just helped them take out the rest of Iraq. And so the borders now are something like this. This is just like a rough estimate of the borders. You know what, we'll give them a little bit more land so it looks like they actually have a coast. And yes, I guess this would be kind of like a better border. You know what, yeah, they don't necessarily need to have a coast. But yeah, for the scenario they do, I don't know if it's really not showing that well. But you know what, hold on, I'm going to try and make this more apparent. So yeah, something like that. It looks like they have a coast now, and the borders aren't terrible. And yes, Iran was not attacked, at least yet. But yeah. So now Saudi Arabia is gonna want to expand more. So they're gonna be telling the UK with this invasion, like, okay, you can keep your military bases in Cyprus or whatever. Like, we won't attack them, and that's a promise to actually go through. And even though the UK and Egypt have had their differences in the past, they are kind of like being like nicer to each other now. Like, they're just somehow like making okay relations with the UK, and I know they're not up there. But yeah, it's kind of near the UK, so I just put that little check there. So yeah, with this, now they're going to be declaring war on Cyprus, and so Cyprus is crushed pretty badly. And they also take out Turkish Northern Cyprus, which is going to make the Turks very unhappy. And also, yeah, the UK military bases. So yeah, the UK military bases. So yeah, and I know that's not perfect, but yeah, the UK is marked in blue here. But yeah, Turkey's going to be declaring war on what is it called? On Egypt and its allies. So yeah, they're gonna be attacking. What is it called? They're gonna be attacking from the north here. Actually, not even immediately taking back. I guess Turkish Northern Cyprus, and they're actually gonna be attacking into Syria and what is it called? Into Syria and Egypt itself. But yeah, the Syrians and the Egyptians are not gonna respond well to this, and they start kind of rolling over Turkey. This part of Turkey is completely crushed, and now this part is being completely crushed. And And yeah, so Egypt's gonna make yet another ally here with Greece, as Greece doesn't like the Turkish threats against them, so they will actually be declaring war on Turkey, taking back Istanbul, and with Ankara finally being captured in the Battle of Ankara after a decisive military campaign, what is it called? What is it called? Turkey finally surrenders. And so in this peace treaty, we see Greece and no. So basically, in this peace treaty, we see peace being signed and not much changes for Turkey other than like the conquered areas. And yes, they do get Ankara back, but I guess now Constantinople is taken by Greece. Well, Istanbul, but now it's Constantinople. It sounds like that one song, but yeah. But yeah, so now Libya hasn't really done a lot in a while. So Egypt is gonna want to help them expand. So they're gonna help them expand into Tunisia, which goes as well as expected. And so yeah, what is it called? Libya now takes out Tunisia, and now they're gonna be declaring war on Algeria just by themselves. And since they don't expect this out of all the Algerians, Algiers is captured very quickly, and Algeria just kind of rolled over. But peace is signed right here because I don't really want the rest of the Algerian land, because I don't care about it, frankly. And yeah, so now Saudi Arabia is gonna want to expand, and so now they finally just by themselves take out Oman, the UAE, Qatar, and Bahrain. So yeah, now for like the next, I guess, like a very important invasion here. It's gonna it's gonna be what is it called? It's gonna be what is it called? All the allies versus Iran. So Iran is some Iranian land is taken by the Syrians, and also what is it called? These states, the Caucasus, are actually going to be easily rolled over by by the Syrians due to them not being completely weak and also semi instability in them. So so yeah, that happens. They were temporarily on Iran's side. And Turkey's probably not happy about Azerbaijan's choice to do that. And Turkey didn't even get involved because they don't want to be completely annexed. But yeah, they were kind of like, okay, they had to do what they had to do. It's whatever. Don't be mad at the Azerbaijanis. But yeah, more landings are definitely going to be made in Iran, as peace is finally signed here. And yeah, once again, yet another border between these two is established, and more Iranian land is taken over here. As Tehran was actually not captured at all. I don't know if I said peace treaty or Iran surrenders, but yeah, there is a peace treaty finally signed here, and Iran wasn't really able to do much since they were kind of getting gangbanged. But yeah, now Saudi Arabia is going to be declaring war on Eritrea, goes as well as expected, and they're also going to be declaring war on Djibouti. And even though this would normally have Western interference, they just are like, please don't get involved, guys. And the Western powers are like, okay, fine. So yeah, and that's because Djibouti is a strategical location with a lot of military bases there. But yeah, so Egypt is gonna want to invade a couple more countries, as their allies some of their allies have even gotten bigger than them here, which they didn't want to happen necessarily. They wanted to expand themselves, so they're going to be redeclaring war on Sudan, which is going to go well, and it's only going to be them invading countries now. They're going to tell their allies not to get involved, and pretty much all these Central African nations are rolled over. Even Cameroon is forced to give over some of its land. And now Ethiopia has declared war against it. Normally this would be difficult, but this isn't that difficult, as what is it called? Saudi Arabia is going to be moving into Ethiopia, and yeah, that just kind of happens. And so now the Egyptians will be taking out the rest of Ethiopia, and now peace is finally signed here. Right before that, they do declare war on Somalia, which is just kind of taken out. And I guess Somaliland and northern Somalia is taken by Saudi Arabia, which Egypt doesn't really care about, but they do but they do ask them to give them this little bit of land over here, just so they can have access to the Gulf of Aden, even though it's very limited. So yeah, this is the Egyptian Empire, and I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Leave a like and subscribe and comment, and I'll see you guys later. Peace.